It's diet week and she's so excited.
2 days in, I'm about to tell you exactly what we're doing.
Oh yeah, she's so happy now.
Yeah, really, life already dropped 300 grams this week. I'm just like, yes, yes, yes.
You're a strange creature.
So this video is going to help basically set up a diet. We'll go through kind of how we pitch the whole thing. Like right down to time frames, when we plan the diet breaks, what we'll do for diet breaks, all that kind of thing. So most of this is actually going to be in front of the computer upstairs, kind of looking at everything on the Excel spreadsheet because it just makes more sense. I mean, unless I write over you, I don't know, it wouldn't probably show very clearly.
I don't know, I'm pretty translucent, so.
Apparently so. So let's first take a bit of a snapshot of the whole diet period. So World Championships is the week of August 5 through 10. They haven't actually said...
Well, they might have. We haven't looked at the...
No, I checked yesterday. It just says August 5 to 10.
Okay.
But I know there's a lot of events, so my expectation would be that the first couple of days is probably like the social media days, the parties, the get-togethers, all that kind of thing, the fun stuff. And then the serious stuff is probably towards the end of the week. So I would probably think... maybe the 9th or 10th of August is going to be the actual show day. So with that being said, today is... Oh, I wish my phone actually...
It's April 2nd.
Thank you.
2019.
Too slow. I could have put in password.
8 p.m.
So we have around 19 weeks in total between now and then. It sounds like a long time. And it kind of is. The reason that we're taking our time is I've put on 9 kilos since my last show. So that's a fair bit of body fat. I mean, so there's a little
first off, about half of that is lean body mass.
Yeah, okay. I feel bigger because it makes sense. If you're growing muscle, you're going to get bigger. But then when you have body fat on top of that, you kind of feel bigger. But the point is when you diet down, you have a better physique. So there's some pros and cons of that situation.
I ain't seeing no cons.
Well,
I'm just seeing the pros.
Okay, well, I'm glad you see through the body fat. It makes me really happy.
Yeah.
So basically for this diet, we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different. And part of the change up is due to the case study that we're going to be reporting back to you guys here. Probably, it won't be until next year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, after we get it approved and
it'll take time to write
reviews.
up the data, too.
Oh, yeah. So part of the reason we are changing the way that we do this contest prep is just for simplicity when doing a study. You want to make it as simple as possible.
Measuring you month to month, right?
So initially, and I actually put a post up today about diet breaks, and that when you first start out your diet and you're higher body fat, your calories are higher and probably within what we would consider normal, there's less of a requirement to actually...
Well, there's no requirement, but there's less... You don't...
Less risk? Is that the right word?
It's... I don't want to say need.
Metabolic need?
With higher body fat, higher calories, you're not having as much metabolic adaptation. So, but as you get lower, as your body fat goes down, you will get more benefit from more diet breaks. So I think what we're probably going to try and implement, I just thought of this the other day, but try to implement with our clients is maybe you're doing 3-4 weeks dieting and then 1 week diet break to start. But then as you get closer and closer, that ratio gets closer to 1-to-1.
Right.
You know?
So for the purpose of the study, we're actually going to be doing 3 weeks dieting, 1 week off. Now, in our original planning, we were going to go 3 on, 1 off, 3 on, 1 off. And then as we got towards the tail end, we're going to increase the frequency of those diet breaks and make them 2 on, 1 off. However, due to some of our travel arrangements in the middle of the year, 2 of the most important dates, which is the halfway point of testing. So that's when we go back in and we test my strength. We do another full blood panel. We'll do a whole other range of tests that are the really important ones. I wasn't going to be here for any of those, the pre or post diet break. So we kind of had to restructure it a little bit to make sure that I was available for testing. So I think we worked out there's going to be like 40 hours of testing time.
Yeah, like a lot of money too.
A lot of money. Yeah, I did the math.
We gotta sell some more ebooks, babe.
Yeah, come on, guys. We're contributing.
Actually, we can do announce it now.
Oh, yeah.
We have hardcover books, or we have hard copy books, soft cover. Yeah. So you guys can get those at the same link. If you don't like an ebook, we have regular books available now of all of our the contest prep recipe guide, Fat Loss Forever, and the complete contest prep guide. Done with the shilling. Please continue.
But yeah, so we're changing up things just a little bit to accommodate our busy schedules. So that seems to work, and it is a little bit different to the Matador study, and there's a few others that have looked at slightly different.
But Jackson Pios right now in Western Australia is actually doing a study with 3 on, 1 off. So it'll be interesting to see what they find. But we're going to roll with it, and we're going to see what happens, and you know.
So is that a crossover study? So they'll do a period of time where they're doing 3 weeks, and then they'll try 2 to see how they compare.
No, they're just doing 3 and 1 versus continuous dieting.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we planned it like that. You'll be able to see when we go and look at my Excel spreadsheet, kind of how it's set up, and then we'll talk about what I actually need to achieve each week for weight loss. A little bit scary to see what I've got to do, but I mean, it happens. It just does. I think.
You did it last time. You do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Do it once, do it twice, do it 3 times. So yeah, let's go up and
check out that data.
Look at the information. Okay guys, so here is my very rough plotting of the next 20 or so weeks for dieting. You can see here today, well this week being diet week 1. So as I mentioned earlier, you can see we're doing 3 weeks of dieting, 1 week of diet break, 3 weeks of dieting, 1 week of diet break. And again, it's probably not ideal. I think towards the end it probably would be better if I had a few more frequent diet breaks, but for the purpose of the study, we just want some information back. And yeah, what do you think about it? Do you have any strong opinions about my
I wish you weren't going to be dieting the entire vacation, but it is what it is. So
yeah, so you can see here, guys, we have a vacation in June, which is in Hawaii. So yeah, I'll probably plan a few high days. Let's be real. I'll probably have to struggle a few days early, and then set myself some high targets on the weekends.
Well, I mean, it's fine. I think that we'll find out how you like it.
It's only going to be 11 weeks in. So if we have a look, let's just do some comparing to last diet. Where are we?
But you can't compare because you're going to be more of a deficit for those 11 weeks than you were last time because you're not diet breaking as frequently.
Right, but we can just look at some rough calorie intakes. So here I was at 1,400 calories roughly around that same time frame. So, I mean, it's not that bad. It could be like 1,100. I remember we went away to, God, you're so tired. It's nearly 9 p.m. here. We've been filming all day. We're a little bit. Yeah, remember when we've been like to do photo shoots and stuff? We've still had a great time, and I was on like pretty rough macros. I guess it just means that I don't have the flexibility to go and...
I'm eating donuts.
Yeah, I just have to sit there and salivate as Lane.
She actually likes it when I eat.
No, I encourage him. It's fun. I get joy out of it, seeing him eat good food. Weird. So, week 1 of dieting, you may be looking over to these targets just here and wondered how on earth I have come up with those. So, basically what I have done is I've taken my current weight, which was actually 68.9. That was my weight on Monday, though my weekly average, if we go based on the weight entries from last week, it's still sitting at 67.9. But taking my current weight as it is, that means I have to lose, where I'd probably guess that I need to come in around 60 kilos, or probably just under this year if I want to be really...
Not with the new lean body mass.
It's hard to tell, but we're forecasting for around 8.9 kilos of loss. So if we divide that by 14 weeks of dieting, I don't
think you need to lose that much, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just forecasting it. It's probably won't stay that way.
Yeah.
So 8.9.
All these calculations, by the way, you can find in the Complete Contest Prep Guide.
Yes, you can.
Which is now available as a physical book and not just an ebook. Mm-hmm. Go to
BioLaneStore.com/accessories. Links will be in the description below for the book. So yeah, 0.63 kilograms per week whilst I'm dieting is kind of what my average target would be. Now, it's not going to be like that. That is just a guide. There may be some weeks where I don't lose anything. Maybe I lose 100 grams. But then maybe the next week of dieting, all of a sudden I'll drop 1.1 kilos.
And you lose it in chunks.
I really do. It should be like a step-like fashion. But overall, you're looking perhaps at a 2 or 3 or 4 week cluster, trying to match that rate of loss. Okay, guys? So it doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay.
Now, how do we work out what your calorie deficit needs to be to start off with? let me just make sure I do this right. So we know that roughly 1 gram of weight loss or weight gain equates to around 5.9 through to 6.2 calories, okay, of weight loss.
Per gram, yeah.
Per gram, okay?
Yeah.
So if I want to lose 8,900 grams or 8.9 kilos, we go times 5.9. So that's the total calorie deficit
that you need.
that I would need in order to lose that much weight. That's a lot. Now, here's what we do. We need to, Lane, can you remember this number? 52,510?
Who are you talking to?
Lane will remember the number, 52,510. So now we need to work out how many days are we distributing that over. So how many weeks of dieting or how many days is that going to be? So in 14 weeks, that's 98 days.
52,510.
52,510 divided by 98 days. So that means for every single day of my contest prep when I'm dieting, not the diet breaks,
yep.
I need to be at
calories.
536 calories below. Now remember that as we diet down and our weight becomes lower and we have a lower body mass, our calories and our calories are going to come down, but we're also going to adapt. So that deficit from where I'm at right now is not going to stay the same. So how have I come?
Well, the calories that will equate to a 536 calorie deficit are not going to stay the same.
Yeah, they're going to move down.
The deficit needs to stay the same.
Yeah, it's a moving goalpost as your metabolism adapts and your body weight becomes lower. So for me, currently, I was consuming this very last week. I actually upped it. Didn't tell Lane. Just was like, YOLO. I'm going to have one.
You always do
week.
that at the end of your reverse diet.
Do you know? Part of the reason that I went up a little bit was my last reverse diet. If we just squeeze
it's
back
because you're
here,
OCD and no other reason.
Because I have OCD. I wanted to be closer to what I finished my last reverse at. So last time it was 2,300. You can see here where I'm pointing at. So I kind of just bumped my calories up. And interestingly, I came in at exactly the same weight. But I'm so much leaner this time, so that made me happy. So from where I finished my reverse diet, I'm going to subtract that amount of calories. It's probably not going to be perfect because I've made some adjustments here, but 2250.
Pretty far off.
What is the
536?
536. Okay. So technically, I should be aiming for around 1,700.
But you also have a high day in there as well.
I do. So let me scroll over. So here's my weekly average, guys. So I've actually, you might be wondering, why on earth is that 200 calories lower?
Well, I think the reason you're probably doing that is because you gained some weight on that 2,200 calories.
I did. That's one of the reasons. But also, if I look at how I've responded in the past, I didn't really get a very good weight drop in that initial first couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think for you it's important enough to be aggressive enough at the beginning, because if you don't get a weight drop, you end up getting demotivated and you don't stick to it as well.
And my compliance is really low. So whilst I could effectively set my weekly average, because this is my average, at about 17,
But you started
14.
about 1,700 last time and you didn't really drop.
Yeah, and nothing happened last time. So this time I'm going to be more aggressive, just to make sure that this first week something actually happens. But caveat to that, see this powerlifting meet? It's really going to be really tough, because also when you're doing powerlifting, if you're in a particular weight category and let's say you drew equal first with another competitor, they do a count back and they look at your body weight versus the weight that you lifted. So the person, if someone was lighter than me...
So what she's trying to say that's coming out in Australian is if you're tied, the winner wins based on body weight.
Right. What did I not just say that?
They do it. No, you said if there's something for first and then there's a count back.
Equal first.
Equal first and then there's a count back, and it sounded very complicated.
Okay, I'm sorry. Australia, my bad. So I actually
You can overtake them.
Yeah, I'm in the overtaking lane.
Yeah.
The passing lane here. So I'm actually salt loading right now, which is super fun. I'm actually consuming around 700 milligrams of sodium.
7,000.
Sorry, out of zero, 7,000 milligrams, 7 grams of sodium the first few days of this week, which is going to make me retain a little bit of weight and water. And then at the end of the week, we'll pull my salt right back, and hopefully what we should see is my weight will drop for meat day.
There'll be a little bit of rebound effect.
Right, so like your kidneys start to work faster, at a greater rate than they would usually to excrete all that extra sodium, and then all of a sudden all the water goes.
Yep, sounds just like that too.
Really, those sound effects are perfect for it. So what's probably going to screw up my data this next week is that it's going to affect my weekly average.
Well, it probably won't affect it that much because you're going to be retaining more water, so you're going to go up a little bit.
But then I'll probably bounce
and
back.
then you'll bounce back. So it probably won't affect it that much overall in terms of overall.
I know.
But that's beside the point.
So yeah, it may be, if there is anything funny going on next week when I weigh in, it might just be due to the fact that this week I am really messing around with my salt intake. So yeah, the plan is that I lose weight, and hopefully it's around the amount that I set out to do, which is 630 grams. Have I covered everything?
I think so. You showed how you set up everything.
Yep.
I think...
setting macros, guys, this is totally personal preference. Like, you could do...
Get the complete contest prep guide. It's all in there.
Great. Laney's ready for bed and he wants to eat. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that this kind of way that we've set it out is useful for you if you're setting up your own diet. If you've got questions, please ask below. We'll try to do a Q&A as frequently as we can. Can't say it'll be every week, but yeah, we'll try and answer any questions you've got.
Like our shit, share our shit, buy our shit.
Thanks for watching.
Catch your shit next time.
Bye-bye.